Welcome everybody back to the Dragon's Lair. My name is Wade, and this is my show called Let's Talk Warhammer. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. There's going to be links in the description and things like that. You can always find us as the_dragons_liar or the space dragons space liar. Those are the only two times that we appear. These are the only two places you can find us. Anyways, we only have about 10 minutes because these videos are going to be shorter. Today I want to talk about factions of Warhammer 40k. Let's talk Warhammer. So today we're going to be talking about the Imperial Factions. So all of the factions that are encompassed inside of the Empire of Mankind. So there's a lot of things to go through here, so we got to hit it quick. Alright, so the first thing you need to know about as far as the Empire of Mankind, it is ruled by an emperor. We're going to do lore videos, so we're not going to get into any of the lore today. But the largest faction that fights for the Emperor of Mankind and the Imperium of Man would be what's known as the Space Marines. So the Space Marines, super long time ago, were all founded into chapters. Each chapter has a Primarch. They're a big, superhuman, crazy, big, cool, special guy. A couple of them are dead. A couple of them are missing. And there is one secret missing Space Marine chapter. Some say two, but definitely one. It's called the Lost Chapter. Anyways, so first thing you need to know, the Emperor used his genes to make the Primarchs, and then the Primarchs' genes, the gene seed, to make the Space Marines, the Legion that goes with them, and it's to tie them all together was the idea, I guess. Anyways, so even the Space Marines are super huge, big, augmented is what they call them, augmented warriors. They're bigger than an average person, they're tougher, they're stronger, they're better in every way than the average person. So Emperor, there's another step in between, and then there's Primarchs, and then there's Space Marines. Everyone believes that the Space Marines were built to do away with the Thunder Warriors, which are like an older version. But like I said, we're not going to get into lore. The Space Marines wiped out the Thunder Warriors in, I believe, the Unification Wars. This is not a lore video. So besides that, then they wear these giant suits of armor. There's an awesome video of a Space Marine putting on his armor that I'm going to link in the description. It's mega cool. Put out by Games Workshop. Super awesome. Will really get you in the mood to play Space Marines. It gets me every time. Okay, so from there, what you need to know is there's a bunch of different factions of Space Marines. There are, some say, over 1,000 different sub-factions of Space Marines. And there's a word for that. It's called successor chapter. Here are the basic chapters, real quick. Black Templars, which are like super knights that are on an unending crusade. They declare a crusade to get something done, and then they do that, and then they declare another crusade to get something else done, and it's just this never-ending system of crusades. Blood Angels, which are like space vampires. They specialize in jump infantry, close combat. Dark Angels are very mysterious. They deal with all sorts of secrets, and they keep secrets. Deathwatch, it works with the Inquisition, which I'll mention, which is like a support faction, and they are the expert of all. They're expert on Xenos, which are any of the alien races, and the Empire of Mankind hates Xenos. Grey Knights, they are super psychic, and they are great at slaying demons. We'll get to that in the Chaos video. Imperial Fists are siege experts. From what I understand, they're experts at both building things, like fortresses, and then tearing them down. Iron Hands, they're very cold, dispassionate. They believe that their flesh is weak and that they need to replace their flesh. They actually have a chaos counterpart called the Iron Warriors. Raven Guard are stealthy, fast, and they want you in close combat. They specialize in things like lightning claws and things like that. Salamanders are experts in flamers. They are viewed as being the most the good chapter of Space Marines. The Emperor of Mankind, the Empire of Mankind is kind of viewed as being the good guys, but they do a lot of questionable things. The big deal is the Salamanders actually care about civilians and care about the lives of the innocents. They're very big on that. Space Wolves are like slightly mutated Vikings in the wolf direction. They're nonconformist, which means they don't use the Codex Astradae. So the Primarch Gilliman of the Ultramarines wrote the Codex Astradae, which is like the book that all Space Marines should use to help them figure out and problem solve any given situation. The White Scars, they're like the Huns and their cavalry, but they use bikes. And then the Ultramarines. So odds are, if you've seen a Space Marine, you're looking at an Ultramarine. That's usually what they use, that Games Workshop uses for imagery of Space Marines. They are generally viewed as having kept the Imperium together for a long time. They are widely deployed in several battlefields. And they are generally viewed as being the goody-goody Boy Scouts of the Space Marines. I love Ultramarines. If I was ever going to play Space Marines, I'm going to play Ultramarines. Moving on from there is the Adeptus Sororitas, otherwise known as the Sisters of Battle. Those are ladies who wear powered armor, but they're not augmented humans, so they're regular size in powered armor. Their big deal is their faith in the Emperor has given them the ability to perform superhuman miracles. Saint Celestine appears as a winged angel and appears on several different battlefields, hundreds of light years apart from each other. Always dies and always comes back. The Adeptus Mechanicus are arcane, cybernetic, techno-mechanical people. They prize knowledge over everything else. They are the priesthood of Mars, and they sort of perpetuate the Omnissiah, which is like, if you were to relate it into Christianity, it's like the Holy Spirit. It's the machine spirit across all machines everywhere. There are lots of likenesses between Christianity and Warhammer 40k the Empire. Man. The Astra Militarum. We say Imperial Guard. You can say Astra Militarum to me, but I'm always going to say Guard back to you. I love the Guard. I have a Guard tattoo, which I haven't showed off yet for YouTube, but it is dudes. It is literally just people with guns and tanks. They have some of the coolest tanks. They have some of the best tanks. They can fight you with 10,000 dudes, or they can fight you with 100 tanks. They got some of the biggest tanks. We got the Rogel Dorn. Really excited about the Rogel Dorn. Pretty cool. Imperial Knights are giant robots from the Dark Age of technology, which is just in our previous past in Warhammer. And they have some of the best, most technologically advanced weapons and defenses. They are piloted by humans, noble people, who are plugged in, kind of like in Pacific Rim, where you're all plugged into your brain and stuff. And they live by noble codes. The Inquisition is like a support faction. They're all about stopping corruption from chaos. And the Inquisition, mechanically in the game, gives you characters that you can use that are good at this or good at that, or really cool. And then there's the Officico Assassinorium, which is basically people who are either taken as children and put into these programs that train them to be assassins, or people who dedicate their lives to being assassins. So mechanically for the game, they give you all sorts of independent characters that are really good at killing, ideally. And I've had one come after my Hive Tyrant, and they failed. They were a sniper up in a building, they had a big gun, they shot at the Hive Tyrant swooped by, landed on the building, and ate him. That's what happened. That's the only time I've ever seen an assassin, and I ate him. Besides that, that is a really quick, brief rundown. Lore people, please forgive me, I had to overgeneralize a bunch. This video is kind of meant for people who are not experts in everything to do with Warhammer. So I want to provide that sort of content to give people frames of references and things they can relate to. I'm going to make 2 more videos, a Chaos video and a Xenos video, talking about the different factions. This is my show, Let's Talk Warhammer. And today we talked about factions. Thank you so much. We here at the Dragon's Lair understand that you are most likely a very busy person with significant others, relationships, kids, dogs, jobs, school, all sorts of stuff going on. And we just want to say thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Lair.